Yo guys, welcome back to another league racing video on the channel. Today we are here with PSGL round number 2 at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. This is my first race back in PSGL in around a year, at least on YouTube. It has been 15 months since I have uploaded a PSGL video on the channel, and I didn't race PSGL at all in F124. I raced it last week at Austria, but unfortunately I had a DC and I just couldn't get back in the race. This season we are back, but we are not back because we are in a new tier. We are in F14 on the PC side, as we used to race on PlayStation, but unfortunately we're in the third lowest tier on PC, and that was very demoralizing to see. But either way, we're just going to have to get on with it, and this race is going to show why we don't belong in this tier. But anyway, if you do enjoy this video, remember to like and subscribe. And we are already on the hot lap. Jeddah is a very nice track to drive if you can get it right. Unfortunately, I most oftentimes don't get it right, but especially on no line as well, it's not something I race a lot, but that is what we're doing here. That's why we're in this tier. We're doing PSGL. We're just making a commitment to no line, and we're just going to go for it, at least in PSGL and WR, which I only got placed in today, but it is alright. We're setting a solid lap at the minute. It isn't up much, and we are provisionally P2, or we were P2 going into this final run. But we made a mistake at the end of Sector 1, which lost us around a tenth and a half, and through that corner there, the really satisfying right-left, so difficult to get right. But we're up 2 tenths, and if we didn't make that mistake earlier, we would be around 3 tenths up. And this is just such a precise circuit. The gaps are going to be insane. We set the fastest middle sector, which makes sense. We're absolutely flying through there. 3 tenths up right now, going into the final turn. There's 27 corners on this track, and this is such a difficult one to get right. We brake just at the 100-meter board to try and flick it in. We get a nice rotation, and we're on the power nicely, and we're just gaining and gaining and gaining. Around 4 tenths up to the line. Is this going to be enough for P1? It is going to be enough for P1, a pole position in my first proper race in PSGL in over a year, and that is satisfying. You can see the last guy's crossing the line. He's not got any fuel, and that is that. Myself on P1, Nico in P2, and Scollop follows in P3. There's a very big gap, around 5 tenths to P3. So me and Nico, just that step above the rest right now at this circuit. Last week we qualified in P11, but that's because it was raining and it was really weird. That's not representative of my pace, but now we're showing it. First race in PSGL in 15 months, and it is about to be 5 red lights. We're starting on the medium compounded tyres. Nico in P2 is on the hards, but it is time to go. We get a pretty bad start off the line, and we're already getting jumped by Nico on the hard compound. We leave space on the inside. He runs a little bit deep, and now we're just trying to not lose any more. We've already lost 1 position to a guy on slower tyres. We don't want it to happen anymore. We don't want to drown. Up ahead, so Nico goes very deep, and we actually follow him. Just kind of subconsciously follow his line. He goes off the track, and now it's just about trying to get past him. And he goes off the track. He's really struggling on the hards. He's really not done a lot of practice for it. And we've seen him make 2 mistakes already, so we need to go and get round him. We're going to go to the outside, just braking a bit late. We go a little bit deep, but he follows us deep, so it's actually good that we went deep to avoid contact. We're going to stay side by side, going into one of the most difficult corners to go side by side with, and we stick out. We get through, we go and have a poor exit, but that actually compromises Nico's exit, and the Sauber is already on him, going side by side, and this is exactly what we need. They actually nearly put each other in the wall, but they managed to get through it. I think they're still side by side right now, and that gives us a perfect opportunity to get some distance between myself and P2. Already up at around 8 tenths just because of that. Scollop drops down to P4 now as the Ferrari's getting involved. And that is just a chaotic first lap. Everything has happened. We lose position. We make an overtake back. And then now behind, everything's kicking off. The gap's already at a second. We might already be able to break DRS here, but I'm not actually burning all my battery. I'm not sure why, because that would have been a good opportunity to do it. But unfortunately, we just didn't see the vision at the time. I think they're still going side by side behind. Just insane racing from those guys. And it is actually over a second now. We've broken the DRS on the first lap in our first race back in PSGL, and it's looking really good. You can see the Ferrari Nikita nearly got in, but he's still outside just for now. But we've had a pretty safe middle sector, and we make a mistake on the exit. You can hear the big lift. But now we're just going to cut ahead all the way to lap 7. Jumping ahead 5 laps because nothing has happened at all. Maybe the Ferrari has gotten overtaken by the kick. But right now, it is very close between the top 5 as it is. I think that's where the cutoff is, and there's a decent gap. But now you can see in the Delta, there's actually been a mistake by the Ferrari, and he's already dropped behind a second. He's dropped about 1.4 seconds to the Sauber. So now it's just me and the Sauber in the lead train, and now there's 2 seconds from separating P2 and P3, and that is just incredible for us. Moving on to the next lap, this gap's still there. It's not as big as it was. It's around a second, 1.2 seconds, but right now this is where the first overtake of the race is going to happen. We're under pressure from the Sauber. We're just going to let him go. We're just going to lift a little bit to make sure that we get the DRS on the next straight. Because there is 2 DRS straights back to back, it's crucial that we can get in front and then not get the dirty air into turn 1, which is what we're doing now. We've got the DRS, the game has worked. We're going to move to the outside and just breeze past the Sauber, and we're going to manage to hold the position. He's not going to put up much of a fight. We go really deep into turn 1. We actually go off the track. We nearly get switched back by the Sauber, and he is actually pretty close. Is he going to make a move? He's not going to make a move. And luckily we got away with that one, because he didn't report me for that. But I made the move and then drove off track, which obviously I didn't mean to do. But it happened, and I'm pretty lucky that he didn't end up reporting me for that. On to lap 10 now, and this is a crucial moment because we decide to stay out, and actually so does Scollop behind us. I don't know why I didn't box. I just wanted to stay out that one more lap. I thought my tyres were alright, but the normal lap to box is around 9 or 10, and the fact that Scollop didn't box is crucial for us. He's actually going to make a move on the next lap now, because this is going to be when he's going to box. We're going to box as well. But he could have got a really big undercut on us, and we would have been out the DRS, and it would have been really difficult for us to catch. But anyway, on to the next lap. Going into the box, Scollop outbrakes himself massively. He goes flying into the pits, and he speeds. And then he slows down, and that also slows us down. And we're lucky that he ghosted there, because we could have got some wing damage entering the pits. But the fact that he had to slow down, his car got teleported to a stop. We actually lost a lot of time from that. We lost maybe 1-2 seconds. And you can see we've been undercut by 3 cars. Luckily we're able to get around the Red Bull. I'm pretty sure he lets us go. I don't think he's boxed yet. But this is bad. We've now got 2 cars in front of us. And though no one's that close to our race... Oh yeah, the Ferrari actually behind us is boxed. He's still behind us. So now this is just the fight for the win. And we make a mistake. We're really not used to these tyres right now. These hard tyres have got so much more grip than the mediums. I actually struggle to adapt to them. You can see I'm turning into the wall on the inside. I'm turning too much. The car is just reacting way too much. And right now, we're in a worse position than Scollop, because if he manages to get by the 2 V-carbs up ahead, and then we get held up a little bit, he's just going to run away out of DRS. And yes, he has the 10 seconds, but I'm trying to win this on track, so we really can't let anything bad happen here. Ben Huskins retires, and he actually crashed. He lost a wheel in the first sector. I'm really lucky that wasn't a safety car, because then we would have just been in P5. That's it. That's our position now. This is just where we are. As the car ahead in first would have got a free stop, and the guys ahead, I'm assuming, wouldn't box again. But we're actually really struggling. We went incredibly deep into the final corner. We just didn't apply enough brake pressure. And we're actually outside of a second. And unless something happens up ahead, this is going to be a really bad point in our race. But up ahead, the Sauber's going for a move. He actually runs the car off the road. He comes back. A car's sideways. We just about avoid making and getting wing damage. And then the cars ahead just stop. And we just fly on by. And we have just been gifted out of absolutely nowhere provisional P1 in this race. Let's just unpack what happened there. Scollop goes for a move into turn 1 and just absolutely outbrakes himself, nearly runs into the V-carb. He does. He then corrects himself and then hits Henry round. And then the car ahead just slows down because he had an illegal overtaker came to find. This is Henry's POV. Just Sauber flies by, thinks it's an open door. He gets hit round, nearly spins. We then come through. And then this is it from Daigoro's POV. It's just from absolutely nowhere. Slams him out the way. He cuts slowly as well, but gets 2 illegal overtakes, tries to give it back, and then he ends up just losing out massively there. And the train just completely inverted, and now this leaves us in an incredible position because we were struggling hard on the hard tyres, nearly falling out of DRS range, and then just that happens and we just get fly through. It was absolutely, it's like Moses parting the seas. The hard runner that stayed out, Nico, boxes, and he's boxed really soon. He's going to really struggle on those mediums towards the end of the race should there be no safety car. So he's not really a threat in this. And then on the next lap, we're actually jumping out of DRS. We've about broken the second mark about a lap later, and we've just been absolutely flying on these tyres. We're just trying our best to get the fastest and most consistent times. Onto lap 17, the next lap, we managed to bridge the gap to around 2 seconds, and we are just absolutely flying at the minute. It's not seeming like there's going to be much of a challenge. Moving ahead 3 more laps, 3 seconds is the gap now. Lap 21, it's going to 4 seconds. We are just absolutely flying away with this. Then the second last lap of the race, the gap's up at 5 seconds, and all we have to do is keep out of the wall, and we've managed to win our first race back in PSGL after over a year. We're not just going to show the final corner, we're just going to explain what's happened again for like the 3rd time. First race back, last race, got a disconnect, felt so bad about it, and we actually got off the track there. It wasn't the cleanest final lap, but we're not going to take a risk. We're just gonna get around whatever. Last race, the qualifying started off dry and instantly went wet, and we were one of the last cars out the pit lane. So we ended up having to battle with everyone who didn't manage to set a good soft lap for the inters, and we ended up getting like P11 in the race, jump up to P7 in the first few laps, and then unfortunately we get disconnected and we weren't able to get back in the lobby. So those 0 points for us. We finished last on track, but today we get some redemption and we're going to cross the line to finish P1 for the first time in PSGL this season, and that is the perfect start to our campaign, especially after last week. Just heartbreaking stuff. We managed to cross in P1, Henry in P2, the Ferrari gets it in P3, but really the second stint, it just wasn't an issue. There was just no problem there. We did really well, and that is a very positive start. And yeah, these are the results. Myself P1, Henry P2, Nikita in P3, Alessio Benezzi in P4, and Daigoro, after the unfortunate incident, finishes P5. And yeah, wow, we did well not to get penalties there as well. One of my first no-line races, probably ever, we don't do it often, and especially on a track like Saudi Arabia, it is so difficult to keep out of the wall. But we've done it. These are the standings after the 2 rounds. Our win puts us into P3, and yeah, it's just, got a good season going here. 6 points off of P1. If you guys did enjoy this video, remember to like and subscribe for more league racing content. And that is me for today. I will see you in the next one. Peace.